Okay, let's just jump right into it. I'm stressed out. You wouldn't think so. I know I'm pretty good at covering it up, but I know some of the longtime fans, you guys have definitely noticed. It's been too much. What can I say? I've been putting on way too much work for myself. You know, these vlog videos are great. Like, well, not this vlog video. I'm recording this with my vlog camera, but I'm really enjoying doing the vlog videos and stuff for you guys. But I've kind of been a little bit more lenient in how often those videos end up releasing. It's kind of like when I have it edited, I just upload it. I try not to take too long, but at the same time, if it takes like a couple days or so, that's just how it is. The thing that's mostly stressing me out though, guys, is all of the games that I'm running. If I actually open up my calendar here and just let you know, like I've got planned out on my schedule here for PixARK, Card Life, Terraria, you know, Roblox, Fortnite, all of these games that I'm trying to consistently run on the channel to keep you guys happy. But honestly speaking, it's just not gonna happen. I've decided what I'm going to do for now and into the future, because as of right now, I've realized that if there's one thing that I've learned by doing YouTube for so long, it's that I need to play for myself first and then for you guys second. Now, I'm not trying to say that I'm putting the fans second or saying that you guys aren't important by any means, but I just mean if I'm not enjoying it and I can't put my passion towards something, then it means that I should just move on and get rid of it rather than procrastinating and delaying the inevitable. So what I would normally do with my YouTube channel back in the day, this is kind of me growing up as a person and as a content creator. As I grow up, my channel grows up, you know, as a person and just gets more experience and stuff like that, right? So the way that I used to be able to approach my content is I would start a series and I would stay dedicated to it. Even if it meant that I was playing a game that I wasn't enjoying, I would push myself through it, and you know, it was a lot of fun at the time because of course I was just getting into YouTube and stuff, but at the same time I was really pushing myself. And one of the things that I noticed that I started to do in my earlier videos was I started to really criticize the game because I started getting bored. The later half of the games that I was playing usually ended up getting very drawn out and very boring, or in most cases very glitchy, because that's what most games used to and still do nowadays. They have them very front loaded, where a lot of the key content is at the beginning for reviewers and people that are at E3 and stuff, so that they can check out the game and be like, whoa, I want this game. And then after you get through that initial like 30 minutes to an hour of gameplay, then it just becomes monotonous and boring. Now, I'm not trying to say that about anything specific. I'm just saying this is kind of how I approached games, is despite knowing all of that, I would continue playing these games and force myself to play it because I felt that I owed it to the few people that were actually watching the videos. Now things have changed. I have started to kind of slowly adjust as a person and not only become more confident in myself, but more confident in my content and how I'm actually delivering it to you guys. So that's where, you know, I've noticed a lot of people over time that have kind of started to consider this an arrogance in me, when rather it's more a confidence. And a lot of people that don't really have that much life experience, you know, particularly younger people or older people that don't understand confidence, you know, they're not really confident in themselves. Usually it happens with people in video games and stuff like that, you know, nerds and junk like that, which I'm a nerd by all means, but I just mean like I'm just kind of a normal dude that also just loves video games and grew up with video games, right? Or at least I'd consider myself normal for all intensive purposes. Now, my you know, point that I'm trying to make is that I've noticed that some people that are less experienced in the world would actually call me arrogant. They say that I'm arrogant, not understanding the difference between confidence and arrogance. So I just want to kind of get that point clear there, because that's been something that's been going on for a very long time. And I want to try and be clear about that in regards to all of the games that I'm going to be talking about today and how I'm going to be approaching my content from now and into the future. Because I've already had other videos that have kind of updated you guys a little bit, kind of just saying, okay, here's the plan, here's what I want to do, kind of having a rough outline, because at the same time, I don't want to say anything concrete, because I love having the ability to be able to mold my content in the way that I am feeling at the time. But as I'm feeling right now, it's really, really stressful for me. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be approaching my content more organically and more realistically to myself. So what I mean by that is if I'm not having fun with a game, I'm just going to start being more honest with you guys and actually telling you that I'm not having fun with it rather than procrastinating and keeping the series going on and on. So I've kind of talked about this in my community posts on my YouTube page, but I wanted to have a video kind of definitive to actually talk about this and kind of just to mention how I'm actually approaching my content. So I'm just going to level with you guys. Honestly speaking, as of right now, I've been completely overwhelmed by trying to run so many different games on the channel, and you know, now that I've kind of been taking a bit of a step back to realize just how stressful it is to have multiple series running, honestly speaking, I was sitting there thinking to myself, man, how fun would it be if all I was running on the channel was Trove, PixARK, and the vlogs? And then it hit me where it was like, this is my channel. I can do what I want. Why don't I just cancel everything else and start doing the things that I am enjoying? Because, you know, that's where, again, you know, that confidence versus arrogance. This is where some people might end up getting a little bit frustrated with me, not understanding why I'm doing this. That's why I want to have this video to kind of explain it to you guys so that you don't just end up getting sideswiped by all of this stuff randomly happening and wondering what happened to the Terraria series or the Warframe series, you know? So the way that I see it now as a content creator is that if I'm playing a game and if I'm enjoying it, then I can put my passion towards it. And I pride myself on being a high energy, very passionate person just in life in general, let alone in my video games. That's kind of one of my trademarks, I guess I would say, is just that I'm always really, really into what I'm doing. And that's kind of the type of person that I am. And that's where I want to kind of sow those roots in my personality to kind of do that in my work as well as just in my life. To start chasing what I want to chase. Now, maybe I'm getting a little bit over analytical or, you know, being overly deep about just video games, but you gotta understand, video games and YouTube is my life. Like, I love this. It is a part of who I am, and what I'm delivering to you guys is myself playing video games. You know, it's just my honest, true self, this kind of childish side of myself where I'm just sitting there playing these games, acting like an idiot and just having fun with it and hopefully making a video that you find entertaining. So to put it bluntly, there's gonna be a couple games that we're gonna be cutting off of the channel. That is to say, we're gonna be cutting pretty much everything off. I'm going to give my explanations why for each individual game, just so that you guys know that are fans of those specific series. But for a little while anyways, the channel is going to be solely focused on Trove every day, PixARK every day, and hopefully the vlog videos as often as I can manage, because editing those takes a very long time for me. But most of all, it's because those are the only games I'm into right now, and I feel that they go very well, like hand in hand together, and I think that PixARK is a game that not only am I actually very excited about, but I feel like a lot of you guys would actually really be into it and really enjoy watching me play it and stuff like that, and I'm just kind of thinking to myself, why am I sitting here playing these games that nobody's actually interested in watching, instead of playing the games that I want to play and people actually being interested in watching them? So hopefully you understand what I mean, but in either case, we'll talk about the actual specific series themselves. So Card Life, you know, not really many people are going to be too worried about me cutting that series from the channel. I think that I could end up going back to Card Life as the game ends up developing a little bit more, but as you've seen in the videos, it's just very underdeveloped right now. Now that said, I do actually have a couple more episodes of Card Life already recorded, so those will end up showing up on the channel over the next following days, and then the series is just going to end up cutting. Warframe is another very prime example where I really, really love that game. I like playing it for short periods of time, kind of like a little burst as it were, I mean, and then I just kind of it gets old for me, like I just get bored with it. Because while a big criticism that a lot of the fans in my Warframe series always say is, how can I be playing this game for so long and still be a noob? It's because I haven't spent any time at all grinding in Warframe. I can't stand it. Like, I love Warframe, I love playing the game, I love the Plains of Eidolon, I love just exploring the world and stuff like that, but as soon as it comes down to me being locked out of content because I have to grind, honestly speaking, I don't like the grinding in Warframe. It just is so boring to me. Like, I like playing the game and just running around doing nothing, oddly enough. But as soon as it gets to grinding for a specific resource and having to find specific enemies or go and repeat one level over and over, I can't stand it. Like, there's something about it that I don't know. So that's what happened with Warframe. I kind of just got old. It kind of just got old for me, and we'll end up going back to it in the future. I am 100% sure of that. Sea of Thieves was a game that I kind of promised you guys that I was going to end up doing on the channel. As I was playing the game in closed beta, it just, I don't know, I wasn't having fun with it, so that's why I never bothered putting it on the channel. It's kind of weird to be talking about a game that just never got on the channel in the first place, but I felt like I owed you guys some explanation. Now, Fortnite is another prime example where I'm actually enjoying that game. I do think that I'm going to keep playing it a little bit more for sure. It's just that as of right now, it's kind of on hiatus while I'm focused on all of the new Trove stuff and all of the new PixARK stuff, because those games are just funner for me. But it's not that I've quit Fortnite. I think it's actually a really good game just because it is a very perfect format for streaming, and it's kind of like, you don't have to go into it completely dedicated. Like, I don't have to stream an hour of Fortnite if I decide to do a live stream. I can stream half an hour to an hour. That level of convenience, and also the gameplay always changing it up every single time you play it, really makes it exciting for me. I just want to get the point across that I'm not necessarily canceling Fortnite, it's just that I don't really want to play it right now. Terraria Thorium Edition, or using the Thorium mod, that is actually a more recent series that lots of people were really into and really hyped about initially, and then slowly people just started losing interest, and honestly speaking, I started losing interest as soon as I started realizing that the Thorium mod, while it is kind of a full conversion mod, it seems to kind of integrate itself into the vanilla version of Terraria very well. And because of that, the gameplay, I started noticing, like, it's like, you know, there was the video, the more recent Terraria video, the Goblin Army, and it's like, how is that, like, exciting in any way, shape, or form for you guys to see me fight the Goblin Army again? You've seen everybody fight the Goblin Army, you know? Not to mention, I already had a Terraria series that was just playing the vanilla game, and I don't feel like doing it all again just because of the simple fact that we have a couple bard weapons. Nothing against the game, and nothing against the mods, and nothing against you guys if you are actually enjoying the Terraria series, but for myself personally, I'm just gonna openly admit that the passion is not there. I already ended up playing through Terraria before, like with my first series that I did at 1.3. That was an absolute blast, and now going back to Terraria, you know, it's kind of like I got to scratch that itch of wanting to actually play that game, and now, you know, that feeling has passed. I don't really care to play it anymore. Now, Roblox is another one where it's kind of been very off and on with the channel. Most of all, again, it's just because there's not really anything that I'm into particularly, because most Roblox games, you kind of just pick up and play for a little short period of time, whereas trying to actually make that into a coherent Let's Play series, or even live streams and stuff like that, it's very difficult for me when there's not a clear objective. And most Roblox games, it's just about grind to the end and then repeat, because those games are just cash grabs, right? Nothing against Roblox. I love it, but I'm just saying that for myself personally, I can only ever play like one Roblox game for a certain amount of time before it ends up getting old for me. Now, that said, I know that lots of people have been asking for me to go back to Roblox Swordburst, despite the fact that the game itself is not particularly popular. The Let's Play series that I had was. People were always very into it. So that will end up coming back eventually. It's just, as of right now, I'm not feeling it. So what you can expect is a lot more tutorials of PixARK in general, because I do want to actually instruct people to how actually they can play that game, because it's very, very difficult at the starting portions of it. But I'm still learning the game, and that's kind of the thing too, is I feel if I end up cutting all these other games off from the channel, it means that I can spend more time doing what I want to do, and give out more quality videos, not only for Trove, you kind of already know what to expect, but for PixARK, it means that I can dedicate like 30 minutes to 45 minutes to one video that ends up getting cut down to 10 to 20 minutes. So essentially I get to get a lot more done within one episode rather than the series just slowly dragging out. And also I get to have the episodes out more often. I've seen some people, you know, posting on my streams and stuff like that, or on other Trove videos saying where, you know, why are you talking about PixARK? I find that game to be really boring and stuff. But that's the whole thing, is it's like, for me, I really, really enjoy it. And I feel that Trove and PixARK are kind of like two peas in a pod, you know? It's like they're both fantastic games that both offer completely different experiences that are very similar and kind of blurs the line between both of these different games. So anyways, folks, that pretty much covers it. The vlog videos, again, I'm trying to keep as regular as possible, but usually I'm recording those vlog videos throughout the entire day, and it's like I can only start editing them after I've actually gotten the full video recorded. So because of that, I kind of gotta take my time with it, not to mention there's lots and lots of cuts and stuff like that, so what can I say? Recently I had the tattoo video come out, for example, and I've had all these new tattoos for like a week or so, but that's just kind of how it goes. And as far as I'm concerned, you guys still get a good quality entertaining video. It doesn't really matter whether or not I had my tattoos for a week, you know? Anyways, I just wanted to kind of break the fourth wall here and kind of talk with you guys a little bit more real and just say thanks so much for your positivity and support. I really do appreciate it moving forward, because I really am confident in the way that I'm approaching my content now. I feel like I'm starting to really come into my own as a content creator, and I feel that that's very, very important, because I'm actually going through a very big growth period in my life, not only with all the YouTube stuff that's going on, but, you know, my new girlfriend Mariko, she moved in with me and we're dealing with lots of stuff going on, you know, and it's an absolute blast having her in my life. But I want to be able to spend more time with her rather than focusing on my work. And recently, I've just been staying up all night working nonstop, and I don't even get to go to bed with her, man. And that sucks. It makes me sad. So I need to cut these games from the channel so that I can end up spending more time with the woman that I love. But it's not just that. I'm not trying to use her as a scapegoat or anything like that. I've been thinking about all this stuff with YouTube for a very long time. It's just now that I've kind of had some time to gather my thoughts, I feel that I can actually spring this on you guys and have a coherent message that hopefully has a point that makes sense. As for all of the random side indie games and VR games and stuff like that, those may just randomly show up on the channel as I record them, but honestly speaking, as of right now, I've been rejecting a lot of the requests from developers to play their games because it's too much for me. Playing random indie games, I've kind of told you guys in the past, is even more stressful than having continual series, because if I'm playing a random game, it means I gotta spend a lot of time researching and gathering a lot of new information for just one video at a time, right? VR games, though, I do want to have those on the channel, but I can't really promise anything regular or concrete right now. It's just going to be Trove and PixARK. If that even makes sense. Now I'm just rambling and this video's gone on long enough. So, without further ado, do not forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe for more daily content. Be sure to hit that notification bell, and if you want to support me, you can always sponsor me. Check links in the description for my merch store, as well as Gawkbox, which is a way you can donate to me for free. Sayonara and stay epic, everybody. I'm going to try and have this video up as soon as possible, which means that you might still see, again, you know, Terraria might show up for a couple days, and then it's just going to stop. Card Life might show up for a couple days, and then it's going to stop, etc., etc.